Well, it's the greatest symbol of American patriotism, but it's being imported from China, communist China. That's right. The U.S. spends about $3.3 million a year importing American flags from the Chinese. But our next guest has a plan to stop that. Joining us now is Congressman Bruce Braley of Iowa. Congressman, really appreciate your joining us this morning. Tell us what this bill would do.
Well, Tucker, my bill is a very simple bill. You've been featuring your All-American Summer promotion on the program. My All-American Flag Act would simply require the U.S. government to purchase all flags with 100% American-made materials and manufactured here in the United States. Many of those flags drape the caskets of our veterans when we send them home. And it's important to me and many of my colleagues that those flags be truly representative of America by being made in America.
Is there any reason that you're aware that the U.S. government would be buying American flags from China?
The only reason is that the current law only requires 50% of the materials in flags purchased by the U.S. government to be made here in the United States. And so I'm sure that that's one of the reasons why Chinese flags are being purchased, is because it's possible. My bill, which is a bipartisan bill that's already passed once in the House, once in the Senate, but not in the same Congress, and co-sponsored by Congressman Peter King of New York, would require 100% of those materials to be here in the United States.
Who is against this?
I can't imagine anyone who would be against it. For me, it's a very personal issue. My father was an 18-year-old Marine when he landed on Iwo Jima the morning the flags were raised on Mount Suribachi. And last year, when I made a trip to Iwo Jima with 12 World War II veterans who served there with my dad, I carried the flag that draped his casket up to the top of Mount Suribachi, and I know that the flag that he was buried in was made in the United States. I think other veterans want to make sure that that flag is a representative of our country and made by American workers.
Interesting. It's interesting you said that this has already come up twice in two separate Congresses, passed, but it's not yet law. Of course, we're rooting for it, and it looks like with no opposition it will be. Congressman, thanks a lot for joining us this morning. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on the show, Tucker.